Everybody I know has been waiting for this moment right now. I can't wait for you to be able to get a chance to be able to hear from her. She's got such an amazing heart. Like everybody that works with Kimberly, it's like I think she's one of those types of people that everybody that knows her just loves her. You know, it's just she has such a big heart and she cares so much about people, and it shows up with the amount of customers she's about to get and about how amount of customers she's able to get on a consistent basis and share the opportunity and teach and train and duplicate. She's just building such an amazing organization, and I'm so excited tonight for everybody to be able to get a chance to really get, pick her brain and learn from her because she's doing such an amazing job at helping so many people grow. And hopefully tonight she has time to share her background because it's such an amazing story. And I'm so, so honored and privileged that she took some time out of her evening. I know she's on the East Coast, so it's always tough, but she carved out some time to join us to share with us some insight. So with that being said, number one producing team leader month after month after month after month after month, Kimberly Weimer, you are a rock star, and I appreciate you and welcome to the call.
Oh, thank you, Tim. It was so nice of you to ask me to participate in this training. And you're right, it's tough here on the East Coast, but I wanted to take this time to be able to devote to sharing like what I know. Whenever Tim reached out and he said, let's have you talk about customer service because that's what you do. And I had to stop and think for a while because, I think when you naturally do something, it's part of who you are. It makes you take a step back to figure out like what are the steps if I'm going to train somebody, if I'm going to offer suggestions of ways to improve customer acquisition, customer service, what are those steps that I take? So I had to actually sit down. Let me give you a little bit about my background. I was in public school education for 25 years. I was in elementary education for 23 years, middle school for 2 years, and I have been in direct sales for 4 years. Prior to my experience with direct sales, I really didn't think of myself as much of a seller. I was the mom who bought all of the raffle tickets that her kids were selling because I didn't want to ask anybody to buy them. And so if you can relate, wave your hands or give me a thumbs up because I didn't feel like I was very good at it. But what I knew I was good at was sharing, helping. And when you come from a place of sharing and helping because you truly think that somebody can benefit from something, then it comes through authentically. And so I started just sharing the product when I was in direct sales. It was with a makeup company, and I just started sharing the product that I loved in a way that was non-threatening. Like, here's what's working for me. I love it. Would you like to try it? And over time, what had ended up happening was I I gained a lot of trust from people. And truly, when people trust you, they will buy anything from you. And so I'm going to go ahead and share what I've put together here just to be able to help guide me a little bit. Um, and so I titled this slideshow Building Trust, a guaranteed way to build a solid customer base. Because you think of the people that you know, that you trust. What are the qualities that they have? Well, they offer things without expecting anything in return. And that's really important. If you are always the person that is constantly selling something, selling something, then people will tend to get shunned away. But if you're offering things to others without anything in return, it takes on a whole new meaning. And so when I started sharing my other product just as a way of helping and teaching, it took on a whole new life of its own because they started to trust me. So, first and foremost, I want to get into the training right away because I don't want to keep you for hours here because I possibly could. Um, you have to do your homework. And what does that look like? Who are your customers? So, from my standpoint, my customers, the people that I could speak to immediately, they were my family, they were my friends, they were the people in the same age group as me because I was going to be a problem solver. And that's the same for Riman. Who is my demographic? My demographic are women over the age of 50 who have mature skin, who really haven't had much of a skincare routine all their life, or have found that their skin has changed. Okay, those are my people. You identify who your people are. Who are your customers? If you were going to pick an ideal group or a demographic, who would it be? Who do you think you could speak to right away about your experience? Next, where are they? Okay, because where they are is going to determine your approach to dealing with them. For me, starting off, it was my family and friends. It was my people, it was my teacher coworkers in the teachers lounge. It was my friends at church. Those were the people initially that I could get my hands on. And eventually, once momentum kicked in, and then I got out of my own way, because that tends to be a problem, then I was able to go to social media, and that's where my people were. I contacted family members that were far away from me. Okay. If you have family members or friends that don't live in your area, how is it that you're going to handle that? That's going to be through voice message. That's going to be through text message. That's going to be picking up the phone call. That's going to be mailing them off a sample kit, an experience kit. Who, because knowing where they are will help you to better determine how you're going to serve them. It's all going to come back to service. And then finally, what can you do for them? What problem are you going to solve? If you're going to solve their money problem, or you're going to help them to be able to make their car payment, then you're going to be talking about the opportunity. If you're going to be helping them to be able to feel better and more confident about themselves by offering them the skincare, it's whatever you can do. What can you do for those specific people? So make that list. Who are your customers? Where are they? And what problem are you helping them with? Because that right there is going to give you a whole big list of people that you can reach out to when you get off of this call or tomorrow. But like I said, if the only time you reach out to people is to sell them something, then forget it, because you need to figure out how you're going to serve them in other ways in order to build trust. Okay, so now that you have identified who those people are, where they are, and how can you help them, then your approach to is everything. So for me, because I was like a teacher, like that's what I knew was teaching. And I guess I didn't realize that that was my innate approach, is like, guys, I'm going to teach you how to put on your skincare. I'm going to teach you how the ingredients in this skincare is going to heal your skin. Okay. So that was me. That's that second bullet right there, the teaching piece. Then you have the piece where you're sharing your experience. Maybe you have had this tremendous before and after. Maybe you had an awful experience with, throwing like other skincare, or not even having a skincare routine, and now you do. Maybe you have a daughter or a granddaughter who has had a major transformation. Being able to share your experience, where are you going to share it? You're going to share it in the conversation, when you call them, when you message them on social media. Okay, that means you're putting your on your personal social media page. Here's my daughter's before and after. Here's my before and after. There are tons of before and afters floating all over the place of massive, just amazing transformations. Sharing your experience, that's your approach, or problem solving. Okay. And kind of those three all go together, but it just depends on who you are deciding to talk to, okay? Because that will be how your conversation kind of changes and flows as you are talking to people. So your approach. All right. So these are probably things that you have heard about in the past. Social media is not the only way to be successful in this business. Okay. We have a group on our team that they're doing vendor events. They're looking wherever they can to find vendor events. Here's my suggestion, that you do your homework to see if the promoter of the vendor event did their homework. And, you want it to be worth your time and your money, but that's where you're going to have conversations with people. Placing a poll at your table at the vendor event. It can look however you want it to look. What is your relationship with skincare? I have no relationship with skincare. I have a bad relationship with skincare. I don't know anything about skincare. I don't even know where to begin. If you have a poll and you have a little clipboard and you have those people that are walking by say, would you mind just filling out this poll? This is really giving me a lot of feedback as to be able to help in the future, that sort of thing. Having a giveaway at the table and always collecting leads. Okay. That's always first and foremost, is getting leads. All right. And then of course, getting, hosting a live event, a glow up. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this before, but this is called a host to post. And this is a really powerful way of getting a customer to make a post for you on their social media page. Okay, so what that would look like basically is your customer, one customer, would take to social media and they would say, I've had this really great experience with Riman, this Korean skincare company. Here is my before and after. And if they won't post it, here are some before and afters of people that have had these excellent results. And if you're interested in learning more, then just comment below and I'll get you hooked up with the person that can get you set up. Okay, what does that person have to gain? That depends on you. Do you send them a balm stick? Hey, if you do this host to post for me, I'm going to send you a free balm stick, whatever that looks like. But that is a really powerful way of getting some quick leads immediately. So customer acquisition. And then an online party. So K-pops are one thing, but having an online K-pop is totally a really great way of reaching people all across the globe in a very short period of time. It can be a 24-hour party where you run posts, you go live, you have your hostess go live, they share about it, you invite your friends, their friends, and then again, if you're having a hostess run that party for you or you're running the party for her, then maybe you offer the hostess a gift. Okay, or something along the, use your Riman dollars and buy your hostess something, an experience kit for hosting an online party. So there are all different opportunities and ways of getting more customers. You could start your own blog. Okay, what would that do? That builds trust. Okay, when you're blogging and you are giving people suggestions, doesn't have to be about skincare. It's about recipes. It's about DIY. It's about free things that nobody owes you anything and that they're just able to read and learn, because that's really what this is all about, is building community, building trust. Okay. And so borrow baskets, another way to get customers. Would you be willing to try this skincare for 4 days and just give me your feedback? Okay, right now on my team, one of the things that we're doing is we are taking advantage of that Valentine deal and getting the travel kits, and we are putting them in borrow baskets, and we are sending them to people to use for 4 days. And that's our lingo. Would you be willing to try the skincare for 4 days? Would you be willing to put your skincare routine aside, if you have one, just for 4 days and provide your feedback? Would you do me a big favor and take a photo before and then a photo at day 4? Okay. And then just give me your feedback. No strings attached. Okay. We know what happens when you get Riman on your face. You are just drawn in, like it's all over. So 4 days. Um, and then finally, a curiosity post. I love this. I had a planner on my team. She's actually a senior manager, really, really close to team leader. And she did this curiosity post and she said, "What do tigers know about skincare?" And that literally was all she said. And the amount of action that she got in that post was like, I have no idea. And then that preempted her to go live again in her group to explain. So, those are the tiny little things. It's like dangling the golden carrot in front of people without pressuring them and saying, "Hey, I'm selling this skincare. I think you need to buy it." Okay. You can do that to your friends. They'll get it because they love you. They'll try it. But beyond that, you have to build trust some way. And you have to be creative. You also need to be patient. All right. Again, I have been doing this for 4 years, and I offer a lot of things that are just for fun and free, and it's okay to be silly. It's okay to be vulnerable, and people appreciate that. All right. So, um, once you have initiated any one of those things that we talked about on the last slide, whether it be K-pop or a host to post, and you're getting action. Okay. So, anybody who likes your post on social media, anybody who said, "Yeah, I'm interested," those are all leads. Those are the people that you're circling back to. Okay. I will reach out to somebody at a minimum of 3 times. Now, do I do it every day? "Hey, did you think about the skincare? Hey, do you want to talk? Do you want to have a chat about the skincare?" I don't do that 3 days in a row. No. And I don't do it blatantly and saying those words. There are different ways of circling back that, again, are less threatening and more helpful. I will invite them to a social media group. We have a group called, well, the Skincare Challenge in Team 1% was perfect for all of my customers who haven't purchased yet. Would you mind if I invited you into this challenge? You have a chance of winning these really great giveaways, but it'll help you to learn a little bit more about Riman. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Like that was no heat off their back. Yeah, they were like, "Yeah, sure." There was no pressure. Okay, so I got him in there a little bit more. Um, Try a borrow basket. Again, we said that. So you like the post that I posted about, what do tigers know about skincare? I saw that you liked that. What was it that made you like that post? That's a conversation starter. Okay, would you be interested in trying a borrow basket because it has the ingredients in it that I was telling you about? And then, of course, you have the option to invite them to a glow up, give them a sample kit, all the things. Okay, so when you circle back, it does not have to be the blatant, "Hey, do you want to buy this skincare?" No, it's a nuance, it's a finesse. All right, now they bought. Okay, they're a customer of yours. They filled out a customer account. They bought something. They bought skincare. Okay, one day post ordering, I send a thank you. Okay, one day post, and that's um, if I don't see that their order has come in until the next day. The minute that I see their order come in, I'm sending a thank you. Okay, I will immediately ask them for a before and after, meaning I would love it if you would share with me. Please understand that I would never share it with anybody else, but if you would share a before photo and an after photo after you get it, I would love that. Um, you're going to send instructions for application. You will help them to address any personal issues, any modifications that you might feel like that they need. Like if they have ultra sensitive skin, they might not want to start off with the whole expert ritual. Okay, that's homework for you to do. But that's important because you are meeting their needs. You are serving that customer. They feel like they're the only people in the room on the earth during that conversation. Okay, you're meeting their needs. A 1 week in, I'm going to say, how's it going? Do you have any questions? How does your face feel? Because I mean, I have customers who don't see the results. I saw results after 1 day, not going to lie. But I have customers who don't see results until several days in. This is 1 week in, but they, by golly, they feel it. So I always say, how's it going? How does your face feel? Because that will help me to be able to address anything further. Well, it still feels a little dry. Are you boo-say-booing as many times as 3? Did you know that you could boo-say-boo up to 3 times? Try that. So it's not so much like, do you see results? It's how does your face feel? And then, or you could say, how does your skin feel? And then week 4, hold on here. I'm having a hard time moving my little people out of the way. All right, on week 4, so now we're a month in. You're calling them, contacting them again. Messaging, voice messages are gold. Okay, voice messages are gold. They can hear your heart. What are your favorite products? Would you mind sharing your results? We're a month in. And then there's that host to post referral. Okay, so now you have a customer, they love the product. Would you do me this really great favor? And I'll send you a balm stick if you do this. Would you post a host to post on your social media page for me? And here's a few before and afters, but I would absolutely love it if you would put your own up there. And then go from there. Okay. It's a good idea to give them, and they might say, I don't even know what you mean. Give them a script of something similar that you would like for them to put up on their social media page. All right. And then more follow-ups. Every 2 months, contact the customer. They get another message from me. It's time to reorder. How are things going? Are you ready to try the nutrition or the personal care items now? What do you think about that? Again, another host to post, another referral. Would you mind inviting 2 people? If you invite 3 people into my group, or would you mind hosting a K-pop, or would you mind reaching out to a couple of people and giving them my contact information? Okay. Once you have 1 customer, use that. That's momentum. 1 customer is momentum. 2 customers, that's double the momentum. 4 customers, now you just doubled the momentum even more, okay? And then maybe you haven't thought of this, but I have. I've gone through my entire system, and if somebody has spent $500 or more on skincare, that is a red flag to me to invite them to an opportunity call. Okay? Hello, you're spending $500 on skincare. Okay? I'd like to invite you to the opportunity call. If they spend $500, man, they are getting a thank you card from me in the mail. There's nothing like getting a card in the mail. My mom still sends birthday cards to everybody, handwritten. There is something really special about that. Okay. And again, I will do this. My best customers, they are treated very well from me. Okay. I use my Riman dollars to be able to take care of people. Okay. I know that that's really really important. So yes, I'll use Riman dollars to buy things for me, but my Riman dollars are used to take care of people because I want them to be my customers forever. And they truly appreciate that. And I'll leave you with this last quote. It says, service, in short, is not what you do, but who you are. It's a way of living that you bring to everything you do. Okay. You can do this, even if this is not something that you were trained to do. You can do this. You just have to start having a service mind. How do you like being treated? How do you like people serving you? Okay, that's what you need to do in return. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Does anybody have any questions specifically? We don't have very much time left, but um, yeah, I will make sure that I get the slideshow to Tim so that he can get it to wherever it needs to be. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Kimberly, you are amazing. I'm over here like listening. I'm like in there telling my wife, I'm like, Kimberly's so amazing. Like and the reason being is because it's like, it's super simple. It's just focus on their needs. You know, it's like, I look at everybody as they say, help me written on their forehead, right? It's like, like no matter what, nobody's going to go above and beyond the service that you give, right? No one can compete with you from a service standpoint. It's like, yeah, I tell people when I start working with people, it's like, I'll come walk your dogs. I'll take out your trash. I'll freaking, I'll wash your car. Like I'm not just saying it, you know what I mean? To be funny, I'm dead serious. Like I want the people that I work with and the customers that I get, I want them to be like, if I blew out a tire, I would call Tim. Like that's the culture. That's just the service that I want to give, not just to my customers, but anybody in life. It's like, I want people to feel that way about me. Is like, if I blew my tire out, then I call Tim. It's like, you want to be able to just let people know that you care about them. And I love this training so much because it's like, when you go above and beyond, but if you're trying to get customers, you're like, oh, it's like, I always tell people, like, some people close to live and other people live to close. It's kind of like the same type of mentality. If I'm closing somebody because I'm trying to make a living, people can smell commission breath on you, right? But if I'm just talking to people and trying to get them the best products possible because I care about them, it's like, I want them to get the compliments that I get, right? It's like the compliments I get on my skin, I never had in my life. You know what I mean? I've never even, it's like, I want people to have those compliments. I want people to be able to have, that people telling them, hey, your skin looks amazing. And I know that my products can do that. So I love exactly what Kim talked about tonight, because it's literally exactly what we need to do. So I think right now, as we're closing this month out in a big way, I know that everybody's still getting orders in for the Valentine's Day that's going to be coming in, and everybody's pushing real hard to close out the month in a major way. And I know some of it's already done with the end of the month. They've got all the business in. Wherever we're at, we're going to start this month off in February in a big way. We got a great call on Monday that I'm really excited about, that it's going to be the rundown. So just get plugged in. I mean, calls like this are so amazing. We'll get this recording out to everybody, but I want to thank you, Kimberly, so much for your time. You did such an amazing job. Everybody I know got so much great value, and everybody can feel your heart. I mean, it's super simple. It's like everybody can feel your, how you feel about the products and how you feel about, just serving people. And that's really what it comes down to, is just caring about people, loving people, and going about blowing people away with your service. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much you care, and showing people that's what people are going to love the most. Right. So I really appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody. We're going to make it happen in a major way. So God bless everybody on the call. We're going to make it happen. We'll see each and every one of you at the top. Thank you so much, everybody.